Hi, my name is Bismar Rashid, and I'm making this video for the Computer Science Honor Society of Robbinsville High School. Today's video topic is variables in Java. So what are variables? A variable is a name of some location of memory used to hold a data value like a container, and it's assigned with a data type. There are three types of variables. A local variable is defined within a block method or constructor and can only be accessed within that block. Instance variable is declared in a class outside of any method, constructor, or block and can be accessed only by creating objects. And static variable is declared using static keyword within a class outside of any method, constructor, or block. So local variables. Local variables are only accessible within the scope in which they are defined and must be initialized before they can be used. So here's an example of declaring a local variable, declare and initialize. So int a equal to 10, semicolon. Then instance variables, also known as non-static fields, and they are associated with objects of the class and are initialized to their default values if not explicitly assigned using constructors while creating the object. So here's an example of declaring an instance variable, so private int age semicolon. And then static variables, are also known as class variables, are associated with the class itself rather than with the objects of the class. And there can only be one copy of the static variable per class. So here is an example of declaring and initializing a static variable. So use the static keyword int count equal to 2, semicolon. Now let's see how we can declare and initialize variables. So here's the syntax. It starts off with the type, the variable name, and then it's equal to the value. First, you start off with the data type. There are many, but here are 5 of them. So string, which stores text and is surrounded by double quotes. So the example I gave is string a equal to hello world, which is surrounded by with double quotes and semicolon. Then we have int, which stores integers, whole numbers, and it's without decimals. So int b equal to 524, semicolon. And then boolean, which stores a value of either true or false. So boolean c equal to false, semicolon. That's the example. Then char, which stores single characters and it's surrounded by single quotes. So char d equal to r with single quotes, semicolon. Then double, which stores floating point numbers, fractional numbers, and it's with decimals. So the example is double e equal to 89.74, semicolon. After the data type is the variable name, and there are certain rules that you have to follow, and they're applied to all types of variables. So they must start with either a letter, A to Z, capital or not capital, it doesn't matter, a dollar sign, or a underscore. They must be followed by either no or more letters, dollar signs, underscores, or digits from 0 to 9. They cannot be any of the names or keywords reserved for the compiler, like class, int, public, private, void, and many more. And it's advised that you use meaningful names, but don't make them super long, and use camel case capitalization style, which basically means capitalizing every first letter of every word. Then after that, it's the equal sign, and then you have the value. So when a variable is initialized with a value, it must have the same type as the variable. So if the variable is int type, it should be an integer. Or if it's a string variable, it should have a word with, it should have a string value that has a word with double quotes surrounding around it. And when a variable is not initialized with a value, it will automatically be assigned a default value depending on the variable's data type. So if the variable is a string and it doesn't have a value, it will be assigned to null. The same thing for int, it will be assigned to 0. A boolean will be assigned to false, and an object variable will be assigned to null. So that's it. Thank you.